Hello, I'm Charly and today I'm going to be doing a book talk for Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. So this is the first Colleen Hoover book that I've read so far and I really loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars and I'm just so excited to read more of her books, and I'm really concerned that they're not going to live up to this one. So this is a new adult novel told in two perspectives. One perspective is the girl, Tate, and the other perspective is the guy, Miles. It's kind of different in that Miles's perspective is told 6 years in the past while Tate's perspective is in the present. So Tate and Miles meet when Tate moves in with her brother into her brother's apartment, and when she's trying to get in, her brother's not home at the time. There's a drunk dude like sitting up against the door and she can't get past him, and that is Miles, and so that's how they meet. And then I don't really want to tell you too much more than that, but know that this has sex scenes in it, so if you're a bit younger or not comfortable with that, then maybe don't pick this book up. So what I really loved about this is just Colleen Hoover's writing style. Like, the writing style is just so amazing. It's just so good. Like, I can't explain it to you. It's just like poetic and it's just really easy to read. I got through this book really quickly and like I couldn't put it down at all, seriously. Another thing I loved about this is that it has some like really sad moments, but then some also really lighter, happier moments, and I think it just has a really good balance between the two. I also really love both of the characters in this, and I could just understand both of their points of views. Even though Miles did some things which I didn't really agree with, I kind of like understood his point of view sort of thing. Also, this is the first book that I've ever read that's had a sex scene in it like properly, and I was kind of concerned going into this that it would be kind of vulgar and not good, but it really wasn't like that at all. It's not how you would expect it to be. Like, it's not how I expected it to be, and I thought it was done really well. Overall, this is just a really well-rounded book, and there weren't any parts of the book that I thought were like too slow or that the ending needed more or it was too convenient or anything like that. It wasn't slow to start or anything. It was just like the pacing was perfect and it was just perfectly done, and it was just really heartfelt as well. So yes, that's all for my non-spoiler section of this book talk. So if you're wanting to start on a Colleen Hoover book or you just want to start on a new adult book and you haven't yet, definitely recommend this one. Even though it's the only one I read, I really loved it and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's probably going to be on my favorites list for this year. I really loved it, and it's a really quick read as well. So if you're looking for like a fast read, if you're in like a reading slump, I think this is a perfect reading slump book. So goodbye for now. If you have not yet read this book, come back later and discuss with us when you have read it. Yes, goodbye! So hello, what are we going to discuss? I have notes. Let's see, what's first? So the whole time when I was reading this, I knew that there was going to be a tragedy, because I know that's like a thing in Colleen Hoover's books. There's like a tragic thing that happens at some point in the book. So this whole time, the thing that I thought was going to happen was, I don't know why I thought this, like I realize now that it doesn't make any sense, but I thought that Miles was gonna die in a plane crash because he's a pilot. Is he a pilot? Yeah, he becomes the captain, right? Yes. And I just thought he was gonna die, and then when that thing happens where they like hear that there was a plane crash for that company, I was like, yep, see, look, I guessed it, predictable book, oh no, but then it wasn't, was it? And then I realized now that doesn't make any sense, because what would have been the point of like Miles's 6 years ago perspective? I don't understand. What would have been, why did I think that? I think I thought that you'd find out all that stuff about Miles, and then he'd tell Tate about it, and then they'd get together and be all happy, and then he dies in a plane crash. That's what I thought would happen. Didn't happen though, did it? So I didn't guess it. Nice. The car scene in the rain, okay, when that scene started, I was like, this is just very typical and Notebook-esque, and then it was not typical. I don't feel like it was good. I liked it and it was great, and yes. I didn't cry in this book. I like never cry in books, but I had watery eyes at some parts. I had watery eyes when Miles started crying in front of Tate, like towards the end, and also when Miles went and saw Rachel, and then Rachel showed Miles her baby, then Miles went and sat on the ground and cried again. I had watery eyes. No tears though, just watery eyes, but I don't think I've ever actually had tears in a book. I've had like a single tear in Monsters of Men, but that's it. At like the start-ish of this, or like the middle or something, when it was Miles' perspective and Rachel was like, Miles, I'm late. Like when they were at the beach and she's like, Miles, I'm late. My stomach actually dropped. Like it dropped. It fell out of me. I don't know what it is, but I really love it when weird things are done with the font, like the text, like how when Miles like falls in love with Rachel, it like goes down and then it's like center. I really love that. And also I really love like where when the car crash happens and there's like this, it's like bold there, like him saying Rachel, 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 and then it goes like smaller here, it says silence, 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 smaller and smaller, and like wailing and ruined are in bold there. And I just really love how that's done. I don't know what it is, I just love it when things like that are done. I feel like it just makes me feel more. I love the way that tension was like slowly built up between Miles and Tate. Like I was like really rooting for them. I was like, come on, it's gonna happen, and then it was like, nope, not yet. So like I liked that it was like a slow build up. It made me keep reading. I really loved Cap, like the 80-year-old man that runs the elevators. I was like, it's just so funny. She's just having like casual conversations about her sex life with an 80-year-old man. Like, what? I really loved the ending, how they like took Cap on the airplane and did that sunrise thing. It was just so adorable. And like I just love that there was an epilogue, and that just gave me closure. I feel like not enough books do that. Like, just books end a lot of the time when the people get together and then it's like over, but then this one had an epilogue, and I always want an epilogue. I always want an epilogue. So I was really happy with that. And yes, that's why I said that it was a well-rounded book, because it just like, there's nothing I wanted to add or take out of this book. It all needs to be there, and there's nothing extra that it needs. It's just like, it needs to just be this, and then it's good. It's good just like this, right? See this? It's good like this. Leave it like this. I'm gonna stop now. So that is all for my book talk on Ugly Love. Let me know what your favourite scene was down below, and just discuss with me in general. I love discussing books in my book talk videos, so definitely do that in the comments below. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!